Ahoy, howdy, and greetings. You will never guess what we're going to be talking about today in the new streaming room. So yes, welcome to the new locale. It's all set up, it's all ready. I'm on the brand new monitor. It's going to be awesome. In fact, the monitor's too high, so let's just take that down a little. We're going to talk about Giant Sim World 4, which was announced yesterday. This is the 23rd of August, and a year and 20 days after Train Sim World 3 came out, Train Sim World 4 will be coming out. So we're going to talk about it, see if it's going to be worth it. And well, you may remember last year I was, if you're a long time viewer, I was very upbeat and optimistic about Train Sim World 3. I was very much, yes, this is awesome. I'm really excited for it. And I was very much, an advocate for Train Sim World 3. Let's talk about Train Sim World 4 because I'm a bit more on the fence. So we'll talk about all the information. We'll talk about everything that's happening. We'll talk about all that gubbins. But yeah, we'll see as we go through. I'm going to start a service from Luton to Raynham. It's like 2 real time. So we're going to be like 10 minutes in the past. And we're driving the 700. Which I did last time, and it's actually going to be in the light for a change. So let's see, here we go. Apologies for the black lines at the top and bottom of the screen. Now that I am running in a ridiculously big monitor, which is wonderful and I love it to bits, it does mean that the game is smaller than it was. And that's fine, that's all groovy. In fact, there it is. Try Sim World 4 pre-order now. And we will very much look at the positives and the I'm not so sure. But first, let's do some stuff. Let's open some doors. Probably don't need to zoom in so much. Now, this is the first time I've played this game on the new monitor. So, let's see how we do with that. It's a 2K monitor, not price size, but it's also ultra widescreen, 34-inch madness, which is grand. Let's close the doors, we're near enough. If you're not on the train already, tough. Let's do it. Beep beep, and let's give it a bit of power. There we go, we're actually running. Hey, that was my worry, that I'd forgotten how to, play the game since the last time we were here. So, Train Sim World 4. Announced last night in a 5.5 hour long stream. Speeding already. I did not watch the whole of the stream. I popped in for little bits and bobs. Mostly because I was playing 7 Days to Die at the time. And so I was a bit busy trying not to get ate by zombies. But I did pop on little moments to see what was being announced, and I was surprised a couple of hours in to playing zombies that it was still going on. It's good that they shared so much. That's a very big positive. They've been very forthcoming with information. They've been very honest with the information that they've shared, and that's great. The Train Sim World 3 was a massive leap. Okay, from Train Sim World 2 to Train Sim World 3, it was a big old jump. That's brilliant. The volumetric lighting, which you can see all in here. I mean, we haven't got any clouds at the moment, but there are volumetric clouds. All the new lighting, and the fact that they did the longest routes that we'd ever seen in a Train Sim World game up to that point. With it, you know, they upgraded a couple of bits, including the free upgrade for the Spirit of Steam. I say free, you had to buy the game, but hello, you get the gist. And I was very much on board. It had been long enough between Train Sim World 2 and 3 that it felt right. And it was a good enough jump in technology that it felt like the right time. I don't quite have that same feeling with Train Sim World 4 because, as stated at the very beginning of this conversation, it's a year and 20 days between Train Sim World 3 and Train Sim World 4. And that's not a lot of time, really. Like, I should start braking like quite hard. This will happen a lot today because I'm not paying much attention to this. This is background filler to the convo, but we might actually have just about nailed this after thinking I'd completely messed that up. That wasn't bad at all. Hey. I'm tempted to, because I can see quite a lot zoomed out now, to kind of look around less and use the kind of right mousing over things. It's not quite enough. I need a slightly more downitude, like a normal monitor. Yeah, kind of like a normal monitor. As close the doors is, yeah, it's close enough. In fact, let's stay zoomed out so you can see the full majesty. Here we go. What was I saying? Yeah, Train Sim World 3, right time. It's been a couple of years since 2. 2, they had very much hit the limit of what they could do with the engine, with all the stuff that they had. And they needed that kind of big refresh for 3. 4 seems very early. Like, 2-year gap, that would have been fine. This feels almost like a Train Sim World 3.5, because they're not adding... the technology isn't improved much. Okay, now the technology is also improved massively, and we'll kind of go into this in a bit. And there's some stuff that I'm very happy about, and some stuff that I'm not so happy about. Let's start off with the stuff that I'm very happy about. The price. Now, I'm not happy with the price, but I am happy with the price because, unlike 3, which was, you know, like I say, a big upgrade, a big jump between 2 and 3, there is discounts for people for Train Sim World 4. There's on Steam. I'm going to talk about Steam here. There's a blanket 20% off Epic, PlayStation, and Xbox. Just blanket 20%. On Steam, there are 2 different discounts. There is a 10% discount for close enough. Pre-order. So you get a 10% discount for pre-ordering the game. There is also a 15% discount for a loyalty bonus. So if you own Train Sim World any, you're getting a 15% off, plus the 10% for pre-order. So it's not, you know, you get one or the other, you get both. This is great. And I've done some maths. I was going to do a lot of maths, and then I realised I couldn't actually be bothered to do that much. But where's my spreadsheet? There it is. Ooh, bring it up. There we go. Train Sim World 3, 30 quid. Train Sim World 4, 40 quid. So a £10 difference. And I am going to talk about this in pounds, just because, British in I. So it's a tenner's difference. I've got no lights on. Oh well. Um, the deluxe edition is £52.99. And we won't talk about the Ultimate Edition, or whatever the heck they've called it, the Super Special, blah 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 edition. That's ridiculous money. And if you've played a Train Sim World game before, you don't need it. Okay? It has three, I think, routes from Train Sim World 3, which will be in kind of the bundle with it, plus all the extra stuff, which we'll talk about in a bit more detail later on. So it's quite a lot of money. Okay, it is. It's not cheap, but a 20% discount actually is a good amount, and on Steam a 25% discount is rather generous. Let me do this stop. Hello, other 700. I thought I was doing more hornage then. Apparently not. That's okay. Come on, use your brain a little bit. You can do stuff and talk. You're not that incompetent as a human being. Funny guy. And that'll do. How was that? That was pretty decent. That was pretty decent. So with the 25% off the price, and I'm just going to talk the deluxe edition here, it's £39.74, which is still more than the Train Sim World 3 launched at, and it's what 25p cheaper than the basic edition, which isn't dramatic, saving 25p over the standard, but you are getting more stuff. The bog standard edition includes 3 routes, and I think it's like 4 trains. A couple of them are, well, they're all new. All the 3 of the trains are new, and I think it's got the Class 66. So for those people who do British trainage, the Class 66 is thrown in there as well, I believe. Please correct me if I'm wrong there, but I'm positive it's got the Class 66 in addition to the new loco. The deluxe edition has the 3 routes. That hath not changed, and it has. I reckon I'm stopping here. Yeah. It has 3 routes, plus it has another 3 trains. 1 train for each route. Brand new German train. That sounds awesome. Sounds like lots of fun. A brand new US train, which is a US train. Sorry to the US viewers, but I've got very little interest in the US routes outside of the New York ones, which I absolutely love, and it's California. So not so much interest, but who knows? It could be great. That was not so great. And high speed, and well, this is the bit that I'm very, very excited for. The extra train for the UK route is my favourite train of all time, the Flying Scotsman, which I got to see in Steam a couple of years ago. It was either just after or pre-COVID, so I've got to see her ladyship in Steam, as opposed to just seeing her static in the York Railway Museum, which for anyone who hasn't been, well worth a go. It's incredible. I'd go again in a heartbeat if I could. So yeah, you get the Flying Scotsman, and I love the steam trains in this game, and the idea of not just having a steam train, but my favourite steam train of all time. It's kind of an instant buy for me, just because of that. But is it worth the money? Because it's still, even with a discount, that's the deluxe edition, it's still 40 quid. Okay? When a year ago I paid 30 quid. So that's not an insignificant amount of money, plus all the extra routes that have come out since then. And when it was initially said, I went, I don't like that because it's, I love that we're getting a discount, but it's still a lot of money not that long after we've already spent a lot of money. And then I did the maths. Okay, and I will talk to you about the maths so that way you understand that this is actually a really good deal. And to do that, while we're coming up to this next station, the current routes, brand new route, DLC, 30 quid. Now, some of them are cheaper. The Manchester route was 20, because they're reusing assets that they've already done. New trains are about 15 quid. Now, they haven't done many new trains for Train Sim World 3. In comparison to Train Sim World 2, they did a lot of new locos. They did a lot less for 3. I think there was like 4 or 5, so not a whole lot. They're about £15. The ones that are there are about £15, and a tenner for liveries. A tenner for liveries? Just go onto the workshop. Like, you get hundreds for free. Get off that soapbox. So with that in mind, I went, okay, 3 routes. We're getting 3 routes. We're getting 3 trains with a DLC. Okay, the extra edition, the deluxe, because obviously the routes have trains. It's just a fact of life. You can't have a route without trains. It won't work. Javelin. So once we've stopped, I'll tell you the numbers, because that's when I changed my mind about the value of Train Sim World 4. And then I'm going to talk about route lengths, because that has really changed my mind on the value of Train Sim World 4. We're nice and early. That gives me plenty of time to get the spreadsheet up. So, 3 routes in Train Sim World 3. Brand new routes would cost you £89.97 on day of release. Okay, so 90 quid. The deluxe edition is 53. The bog standard is 40. So 40 quid versus 90 quid straight away just with the routes. That's good value. The trains, deluxe edition, they are 15 quid a pop, so £44.97. So far, on the deluxe edition versus bog standard, you're saving a bit of cash. Combined, 3 routes, 3 new trains would be £134.94. And I'm glad we've got a good long run now, because I can use the spreadsheet and tell you all the rest of the numbers. It's like I planned this. I actually didn't. It's all guesswork. So you're saving on the deluxe edition with the discounts almost 100 quid. Okay. All of a sudden, that doesn't sound like such horrifically bad value. That is quite nice. And then we look at the lengths of the routes. Okay, now this is where I need my mouse pointer back, because I need to scroll down in my spreadsheet. So let's talk how long the last routes have been. Okay, check on the... Yep, you are breaking the speed limit because you're trying to do too much at once. Stay on target. Stay on target. Punch it. Sweet. So I'm going to talk about the lengths of the DLCs that have come out, the last 8. They're £30 each. So I've ignored the Manchester one because that was £20 and it was really, really short. So that one's kind of a bit of an outlier. Let me tell you the lengths of each of the last routes. So, Peak Forest, which was the last route that came out that wasn't Manchester, 38 miles. The route before that, 37 miles. The route before that, 19 miles. 19! The route before that, 57 miles. Before that, 58 miles. Before that, 48 miles. Before that, 27 miles. And then the Birmingham route, which was the 8th ago, 37 miles. Okay? There are 3 routes coming with Train Sim World 4. The first, which is German-Austrian, first Austrian route in the game, is 44 miles. So, average-ish. You know, if you look at the really short ones, you know, the 30 odds versus the 50 odds, 44 is around about in the middle. Okay? The US route, I need to say Canadian then, Californian route is 76.5 miles. And then the UK route, which is the Eastern Main Line, is 80 miles. That's more than double some of those routes that we've just talked about in one route. So, yeah, all of a sudden, like, the length of it isn't so bad. Like, you're getting quite a lot for your money there. Am I happy with that? Well, the main line route allegedly has 5 stations. So it's 80 miles and 5 stations. The German route has 23 and it's 44 miles long. So that one's going to be considerably more interesting to play, I would imagine. Also, we are stopping at a station soon, so I'm glad we've got through that. The US route's kind of a bit in the middle. Now, they have also announced that the Dresden route is getting a free upgrade to all of the shiny things, because Dresden, I believe, is a Train Sim World 2 1 Train Sim 2 route, and so it hasn't got all the fancy, you know, the volumetric clouds and the new lighting and all that kind of good stuff. So, in addition to the 3 brand new routes, we're getting a new route upgrade. And then obviously the new trains themselves. So 40 quid, pretty much, for 3 good length routes. Well, 1 good length route and 2 exceptionally lengthy routes. Hello, Class 66. I like the Class 66. Plus the 66, I forgot about that. Allegedly, for 40 quid, suddenly the value actually seems good. It does actually seem good. Plus you're getting all the extra stuff. with the game. And there is a lot that they're bringing in. Some of them I'm excited for, some of them I'm not. In terms of the technology, very little new stuff's coming in. I'm not saying there is nothing new, because that would be a lie, but there's a lot less new. And I need my mouse pointer again, please. Oh, it's gone. Here we go. Oh, with a roadmap, Austrian, Swiss, UK, US, German. So they're sticking with the kind of bog standardy stuff, really. But they're also bringing in Austria and a Swiss route again. It's been a while since I've done a Swiss route. So lots of positivity there. Obviously, a lot of people are upset because there's not more countries, new countries. The first time I wrote Austria, I wrote Australia, and then it kind of bummed me out because I'd really like an Australian route, mostly just so I can, do a stream with an Aussie accent, which I think would be just funny. Oh, let's turn the tab lighting on for a second. I want some lights, please. That piece of music was just for you guys. Speaking of music, I am still working on the thing I talked about last vid. It is happening. It will be happening. There we go. Turn these off now. Turn these off now. There you go. So that will be coming. I am working on it. It's really cool, and I can't wait for it. And to get back to Transit World, not Transit World. This is Transit World. Transport Fever. I am very excited to get back to playing that. Regardless, we're talking about Transit World 4, so ignore that. But I would not be surprised because it's Gamecom if we had an announcement for Transport Fever 3. I would not be surprised. I kind of hope it doesn't happen because I'm getting a bit sequeled out, shall we say. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Yeah, new stuff in technology-wise in Train Sim World 4. They're bringing in some volumetric fog. The video looked really cool on that. It did genuinely look awesome. It's going to look good in the videos. It's going to look good on the screenshots. We'll come back to that. Better rain on windscreens. Good. Moments in scenarios. And I believe what they're talking about there is that, let's say you're going across a really cool viaduct. Like, from what it sounds as though you'll be able to go into a cinematic camera and see the train go across the viaduct and things like that. It's supposed to show off the machines. A bit like in American Truck Sim, where you have the little parts that you can stop in, and it shows you the town and the neighbourhood or the whatever. I imagine it's a very similar thing to that. Yeah, I knew I should have braked a little bit earlier, but I was talking to you lovely people. So yes, moments are coming in. And then there's two features which I think are the make or break. And the one I'm exceptionally excited for. The other one I think is stupid. Okay, now obviously this is just my opinion, but I think it's stupid. Let's start with the stupid one. Class 66, yeah, not stupid. In Train Sim World 4, there's going to be a sandbox mode, effectively. I'll tell you what it's called in a second. I've written it on my notes, but my notes aren't on the screen at the moment. I'm too busy, train. I have to admit, I know I'm like leaving early, but I'm impressed that I'm managing to stay on time. While these passengers get on, it's called free roam. It's a sandbox. You can spawn any train you want from your collection at any point on any route. And then you can say, I want to go here on this route. And it'll go, okay. And it'll set the signals, it'll set the points, and you go. I like the idea, but I don't like it. Why don't I like it? Because as much as I play the game a bit rough and ready on streams, I do try to take it very seriously. And the people who play the game generally take it very seriously. I know there's some irony coming in here, and we're gonna talk about the irony. I know it's there. I know what people and the video land will be saying and thinking. I will address this in a minute. But Train Sim World 3, the Train Sim World series, Train Sim Classic, they're all about, or more about the simulation, more about the fact that yes, it can be a bit arcadey, but it's real trains, real routes. It's not particularly accessible, but it's accessible enough for most players. And we'll come back to accessibility. I like that they're trying to make it a bit more friendly. And there's quite a few new features in Train Sim World 4 that make the game a lot more friendly. However, it seems to be at the expense of the simulation. If you want something that's less of a simulation, other games exist. Very few games exist for the simulators and simulator fans. Now, I count myself as a simulator fan, but at the same time, I'm not a hardcore simulator fan. Now, I don't play with the safety systems turned off. I don't play with, this, that, or the other. And I do play it a bit fast and loose with the rules. So I kind of play it my own way. But I play it my own way within the constraints of the game. The new mode kind of gets those constraints and goes, wait, and just gets rid of them. And that's where my problem lies. I could be on this route and go, ICE. Now, that's kind of good timing that a Javelin appears, because, the Javelin is our version, howdy, of the ICE. And if I wanted to do an ICE run, I could jump on the workshop and have a look and find one that someone's done, because there is an inbuilt scenario editor. There's a train just hidden about the corner. You see him? Just over there. I assume he got beaten by the Javelin. Poor fella. Yeah, we're about on time. Close the doors. Go. Yeah, because we were nicely early. Now we're just slap bang on time, pretty much. But I could find something that someone had done, someone has created, someone has put some time into, to do that scenario, and they'll have thought about it probably, and they'll have made it work probably, so that, and generally all the stuff I've played has been really, really high quality because it's made by fans. It's made by people who know what they're doing and want to create something authentic. this scenario kind of sandboxy thing isn't going to be authentic, and it's you can do whatever you want whenever you want. And I worry that it's the wrong end of the stick. What's the right end of the stick is the other feature that they're bringing in, and it's for PC only. And what have they called it? The PC editor. Now, this was promised 4 years ago. They are finally doing it. And effectively, you have the same tools that they use to make the game. Now, it's cut down a bit. You know, we're not getting the full tools. Let's not pretend that we're getting the whole hog here. We're getting a fraction of the hog. But the theory is we're going to be able to make our own maps. We're going to be able to make our own routes, our own timetables, the lot. This is incredibly exciting for two reasons, and one of them is for me personally. One of the reasons is for everyone, more routes or additions to routes. I know some people are really upset that you can't go this place on that route. So the theory is, as long as you own the route, you will be able to download what someone's done. Let's say they've added in, an extra 16 miles of track on a siding, like heading towards here or there or wherever, and you'll be able to play that. And they'll have added that in. For me, this is incredibly exciting because in another life, I worked very heavily with Unreal Engine. Unreal Engine 3. Well, Unreal Engine 2 is where I started, and then into Unreal Engine 3 once that came out. So the tools, and I did watch that whole section in with quite a lot of glee. That editor that is coming is very, very similar to what I've already worked with. So I didn't do a lot in Unreal Engine 4. In fact, I did basically nothing. So there are big changes that I'm going to have to learn between Unreal Engine 3 and Unreal Engine 4. But effectively, I'm going to be able to make my own stuff. And that really excites me. Particularly because I was very disappointed when the Birmingham route came out. Not because, it wasn't awesome, because it was, but it didn't go up to my neck of the woods, didn't go to Warsaw. So, the theory is I'll be able to do that. So, one of my projects is to do a line extension. So you can go from Birmingham New Street through Dudderston, through Aston, and carry on all the way into Walsall. That's the plan. If it'll work, well, it's going to be a lot of time. It's going to be a lot of work, but I'm actually really quite excited for that. So that feature, I feel, is a make. But it's for about that much of the people who play Train Sim World games. A lot of people, it's not going to be accessible for at all. Especially because, obviously they're providing a few examples and things, but they're not going to be providing massive help centres. That they aren't going to be providing assistance and outside assistance. And why should they? They're providing the tools for us to go and have some fun, but they aren't providing. They're not letting all of us just go and create our own stuff, and particularly getting paid for it. Ooh, there's a bit of a fight here. Class 66 is not going to win that one. I mean, it would win that one, but it's not pulling anything. And the Class 700 is going to be making a whole lot of money. Hello. So it's a really great addition. Um, and again, I mean, for me, the Flying Scotsman and the fact they're given a 25% discount, and after looking at the numbers, it is actually very, very good value. That feature alone makes, for me, it worth the price of admission. Now, there are other features that they are bringing in. So there's the Scenario Planner version 2, the Livery Designer version 2. There's a photo mode. They're redoing all the scoring, because let's be honest, the scoring is iffy. New HUD options, so instead of having all the stuff, there's like a mini one which condenses everything. That's great. More player assists, so for those people who want to play but struggle, there's going to be more player assists in there if you want to use them. And one thing I 100% approve of, because even though I don't want them to dumb the game down, which they kind of are with that, they are adding in more key mapping for accessibility. And I am 100% on board with let's make the game more accessible to more people. So it can be played by more people. If you are a disabled gamer and you can't play a game because the game is in your way, that's bad. I do not like that. I do not approve of that. However, if the game will let you play it with whatever you need to be able to play it, that's amazing. And the more key binding options will make that really accessible to more people. Now, I play, frankly, with 2 buttons. I've set the game up. Obviously, I don't have all the safety systems and all that. I play with W to go faster and S to stop, and that's it. I have got A and D set up for things like the steam trains, and space is the horn, because space is going to be the horn. And that's me sorted. Everything else I do with a mouse. But if you can make it even more accessible, make it even easier for anyone to play, I completely applaud that. And I'm 100% on board. So that, yes, happy with that. Anything else on my notes? No. Yeah, are they bringing in a phenomenally large amount of brand new stuff? No, they're not. Are they making it so the game is more accessible? Yeah. Are they bringing it in so you get a heck of a lot of awesome stuff for not a lot of money? Yeah. Why am I still on the fence about this? Oh, it's because it's so soon. If it would have been 2 years, I'd have been on the 100%. This is great. I can't wait for this. Because it's a year and 20 days, it's just a bit soon, and it upsets me that it's just a bit soon, frankly. So I am gutted about that. But at the same time, am I going to buy it? Yes. Am I going to get the deluxe edition? Hell yes. I want the Flying Scotsman. There is a 5-day start breaking. Oh, bum. We might be about to fail this. Is there a 5-day early access for those people who have bought it? Yes. Does it include everything? Yes. Unlike last time where they did have a 5-day, I think we'll be fine. We're fine. A 5-day early access period, and they only gave you the access to the 3 routes and none of the extra stuff. And you couldn't do Spirit of Steam. A Train Sim World 4, the early accessing has all 3 routes and all the extra trains. Which means on the 21st of September, I think it's the 21st of September that the 5-day early access begins, I plan on streaming the Flying Scotsman as on Train Sim World 4. Because yes, I will be pre-ordering, and yes, I will definitely be, thank you, be playing and streaming it, and I am very excited about the idea of being able to drive the Flying Scotsman. And like, you have no idea how excited I am about playing the Flying Scotsman. Yeah, genuinely going to be cool. Genuinely going to be cool. So, oh, we should be doing 25 miles an hour, and we're not. This was thinking about the Flying Scotsman. I got too excited. Good afternoon, Evaclucky. How are you? It's good to see you. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, I am excited for Train Sim World. Oh, Train Sim World 4, but not. I just wanted more time in between releases. This looks like the end of the line as well, so wrap that up nicely. Yeah, there will be more streams coming up now that I'm actually in the proper place. Now that we've got a proper setup. Please let me know if it's if the camera's too, if the what do you call it, if the. Ooh, I would be very intrigued to see what people think of the widescreen. Is it too much? Is it? Would you prefer me just to go and just play the middle part? Please let me know. Please let me know. And stop. Whoo! One thing that I do need to sort. It's incredibly warm in here. So I've got the doors closed. I'm melting, which is very sad. My blackjacks look as though they're very melted as well, which is a shame. Yeah, I'll be intrigued to see what people think about the announcement. I know I'm buying it, but I'm still a little bit gutted about it. And it was quite amusing on the. How did we do? I'm not sure how we did there. Oh, gold. Shocking. I am surprised. I'm not surprised at the venom that is on the Train Sim World Steam forum. It is pretty horrible, frankly. And I know a lot of people are upset about the fact that it's coming as soon as it is, and I think a lot myself when I saw it, I've got two kind of bits in my brain. The first part is I'm really excited for this thing. This is great, the enthusiastic way. And then the other side of me goes, yeah, but the logical bit goes that's a lot of money for stuff that whatever. Let's do another run. We've only been going like 45 minutes. How long? How long? How long? How long? Like, yeah, it's not even an hour. So let's do another route. Do we do Manchester? We haven't done Manchester for a while. I've already done one Manchester, three Manchester, three and a four. Let's do one of these. Let's do a shorter one. Waterworks, burst pipe, navigate, challenges, do it. What was I saying? Train Sim World 4. Gonna buy it still. Trains, I like trains anyway, so it's pretty much a guaranteed. Yeah, the venom on the Steam forum is immense. So many people are angry. But I think they need to be better. Dovetail just generally as a company, and a lot of other companies, hello, need to be better at sup. What's your problem? Talk to him. Okay. Hello, morning driver. Good, he knows my name. As you know, birth was related to Farfield, no choice, cancel multi. That's very sad. Trainer price. Ooh, please, sure. Okay. We must go more slowly. That's why we almost went through a red light earlier on, because I was going more slowly. Insert the master, turn on the thing, put it in the place. Oh, do I need to put it into neutral? Why am I putting it into neutral? Just put it into go. Door release. Door release. Door release. Is there a... I've got to put the key in first. Door release. I was even a guard on this service. I was even a guard on this service. I should know where the door key bit is. I tells thee. Yeah, they need to be better, as a lot of companies do. Just they need to be better at saying, look, we're doing this. It's going to cost this much money, but this is why we're doing it, and this is the advantages. And actually, this is how much all these things cost you. So, you know, a lot of these things are very, very positive and will help you. You know, a lot of this stuff is going to be awesome. They didn't do that. They went, it's going to be £53 for the deluxe edition. And that was that. As opposed to going, ooh, it's raining. Which is probably what they wouldn't do. They probably wouldn't sit there going, ooh, it's raining. Because that would be a silly thing for them to be doing. Wiper control. Wiper. I swear I just saw it. I think we need to put this on Mega. There we go. Mega control. As opposed to saying, look, it's £53, but actually, these 3 routes would normally cost you 100 and whatever, 130, no, 90 quid just for the routes and 45 quid just for the trains, and we're doing it all for a 15% bonus if you're on Steam, and a 20% if you're on anything else. That would have been nicer. People would have been less, ooh, how dare thee. And I feel that's where, and yes, I'm going to talk about it again, I think that's where Larian went really well with Baldur's Gate 3. That's where they really nailed that. Because the price was fair, more than fair, and the game is excellent. You know, if you're going to produce something that is high quality, works amazingly well, is hella fun, and works great from the word go, you're going to get a lot of goodwill. And I have an awful lot of goodwill towards Larian Studios. Do I have a lot of goodwill towards Dovetail? Dovetail. Not so much. And it's mostly because of this announcement. Even with a 5.5 hour stream, I feel it could have been handled better. Because the information... They talked a lot without saying a lot. From the parts I saw, which, yeah, there was no way I was going to watch a 5-hour stream. Obviously I was talking about, I was playing zombies. But with a stream that long, they could have done most of that in 2 hours with a bit more heavy editing. Said, this is all the stuff that we're doing, this is all the key information right at the beginning. Now let's talk about all the extra stuff. Let's make sure you all understand what's happening, and make sure you all get it. Because I was looking at the chat. Okay, this train does not stop as well as I thought it did. How far did we miss? No, that was perfect. That's a really squeaky wiper blade. What was I saying before I got distracted by having to stop a train? Varian, good. Dovetail, bad. No, Dovetail aren't bad. But they lost a lot of goodwill. Oh yeah, I was watching the chat on YouTube live. And it was almost as bad as the Venom that's on the Steam forums. Not quite as bad, but it was still pretty bad. And the number one comment was, "I bet everyone's still gonna buy it." If they'd have talked about how good a deal this actually is, I think everyone would have gone, "Yeah, actually, I think yes, we will." As opposed to how they kind of went about it, where they didn't make it out as they weren't as clear with it, and so everyone kind of left there going, "Well, it's just a cash grab, innit?" And it kind of feels like that, but we're still getting a really, really good deal. Like, if they'd have said to me, "We're going to give you an 80-mile service and you can drive the Flying Scotsman down it," I'd have been like 40 quid. So I don't have to pay 40 quid for just that. I can pay 40 quid for that and other stuff. Even though I probably will never play the American route and I will probably never play the German route. Even though my audience is generally German, and it's great to have you on board. Pun intended. But I probably won't play the routes. I quite enjoyed the ICE. The German-Austrian route might be a little bit more up my streaks. It's supposed to be very, very pretty. Persia. Okay. As long as you tell me what the speed limits are, we're fine. Oh, 20. That said 20. That's a 20-mile-an-hour speed limit. It told me. It told me in bright yellow. And 20. There we go. In fact, that looks like the waiter up ahead. And I will say that the scenario stuff they've been putting in recently, much more interesting. The Peak Valley one, where you got to do like it's an open day and go and do some stuff. You can go and do different things. That was really interesting and really cool. The guard one on here, I want them to do more of that kind of thing. I'd like them to be able to just put in a guard mode, because it was really interesting and fun to do. And I think the game benefits from that. It benefits from having something a bit more unique. That is a lot of water. It raining is not going to help the amount of water there. And the fact that this route was 20 quid as well, instead of like the normal 30. There are definitely advantages. Oh dear. Warsaw gets like this. There's a part of Warsaw platform, kind of a bit further down, where whenever it rains really heavily, it all just builds up, and it's just like this. There you go. Oh, there's the leak. Way, bit of a shower. Okay, I'm assuming T means punch it. I'm going to punch it. Yeah, we're golden now. Well, that was exciting, wasn't it? Unexpected and exciting. I mean, it wasn't unexpected because they told us about it. But still fun. Nice you. Proceed at line speed. I already am. Wonderful. Yes, I'm probably not even going to play much of the other routes. I played the American route that came with the last game once, and I did not enjoy it. Why? Because I don't like big, slow American freight trains. And I know it's not that slow, and people will be going, oh, it's slow in comparison. A Class 66, you'll be getting up to 70. I mean, you probably shouldn't, but you can. And again, it's that playing the game within the rules. It lets me, so I can. But it's within the rules of what is reasonable. As opposed to the rules of I'm just going to break it. Like there, I probably could have gone through at 40 miles an hour, 60 miles an hour, but it's within the rules of the game saying you must slow down, so I did. That is a very sharp piece of track. Do not approve of that. That's like a right... I haven't jumped off the track. You're all holding your umbrellas the wrong way. And where Dovetail really, really mess it up. And I'm sorry this is... Oh, I've missed it. Oh. Yep, that did not go well. Sorry, anyone in the first carriage. Apologies. Where Dovetail have really gone wrong is there is still outstanding issues and bugs and things like that that have not been fixed from Train Sim 2. There is stuff that they have been promising to fix forever and they haven't. In some cases it's got worse. So that's where I think they've made a rod for their own backs with this, because everyone's unhappy, everyone's cross about the fact they're asking for everyone to pay for a brand new game when they still haven't fixed things that have been known problems for years. And they've made great strides. I'm not going to pretend like they've just sat there and gone, we're not going to fix anything ever. They do. The save game issue. And I know that was a massive, massive, massive thing for them to fix, and a really difficult thing for them to diagnose, let alone fix. But that's been going on since the original Train Sim World. Like, it took you until you'd launched 3. Like, 3 had been out for half a year before you tried to, before a version launched that was good enough. And it's still occasionally glitchy. And in fairness, they are saying, please, please, please let us know if there are any issues. Send us your save files, send us all the information. We will look into it and we'll try and get it sorted. However, it's one of those things that it's not going to get. It should have been sorted years ago. Because as they launch more content and put more content into the game, it becomes harder and harder to fix it. If they'd have fixed it sooner, they wouldn't have had so many issues, and they wouldn't have had so much venom towards them in the community. Now I'm going to brake a bit earlier this time because apparently this train does not like braking. I broke too early. You can't win. Like Dovetail, they can't win. But I will be getting 4. I will be pre-ordering it. In fact, I might pre-order it once we're finished here. But I will have very serious reservations about 5. Especially if it is in a year's time. If next September Train Sim World 5 is coming out, it's going to be very difficult unless they've got something like world changing to go, yeah, I'm going to get that on day one. You know, if they give it to us for free, I'll definitely get it. If they do, hey, we're not going to give it you for free, and it's going to be £50 because there was a £10 between 3 and 4. It might be a, you know what, no. Whereas if Larian right now said, we are going to be bringing out in 6 months' time a piece of DLC for Baldur's Gate, a brand new adventure, or whatever, I'd be 100% in. I'd be very, very happy to throw my money at them. So, they've got to win me back a bit. And from what I have seen from the community at large, and speaking to another few fans of the game, they're in the same situation. It's like, yeah, we'll probably get 4, but this might be the last one we get. And a lot of people have just gone, no, I'm out. I'm not interested anymore. I like what I've got. I'm not going to do any more. And I completely get it. I completely understand. Maybe some of them, if they watch this and they go, oh, actually, it is pretty good value. Actually, it's not horrifically painful. Maybe they will pick it up when they said they wouldn't. Maybe they'll just wait until the Steam sale when it's down to like a tenner. And I can't say anything against that at all. I do that all the time. If I'm invested in a game, I will pay full price. If I'm not invested, I won't. And I'm invested right now in Train Sim World. Starting to question if I am going to continue to be as invested. We'll see. We shall see. But we shall definitely see some Train Sim World 4 into the future. Like I say, I definitely plan on streaming the Flying Scotsman, my first run in the Scotsman. I plan on the first time I launch the game being us all being there for it, and then jumping into the Scotsman and going nuts. And by going nuts, I mean driving it sensibly, because I don't want to blow up the Scotsman. And I believe it's the current version, as you'd find doing rail tours, which is very, very exciting. Because she's been around for 100 years. She's an old lass at this point, but she's still beautiful, and the screenshots are incredible. And that they have like the support car, I think that's a really cool, because it's a rail tour. I think it's really cool that they have the support car with it. I'll be intrigued to see if they stick a diesel on the back, because most rail tours, I left it too late, way too late. Again, sorry to those people in the first carriage. I just don't want to let you go. What was I saying? Yeah, I like the fact that there is that support at garage, and yeah, usually there's a diesel on the back. So because the 66 comes with Train Sim World 4, will they just go, let's stick a 66 on the back? When it almost certainly wouldn't be a Class 66, right? the wrong kind of thing. And they have an awful lot of different trains in that they could use, but I guess if you don't own it, you wouldn't be able to use it. Maybe they'll do a, if you own, oh, what's the one? The West Somerset line, you'll get to use one of the, you know, D50s or whatever. Or if you don't own it, it's just 66. That'd be quite cool. They have confirmed people who own the 700, which obviously do. That is going to have extra services on the East Coast main line, along with the Scotsman. So I like that they are using stuff that people own straight away. I don't believe that will be in the early access, the 5 days early access, because that would be with the rest of your collection, your content, and they aren't giving you access to that until the game launches officially on the 26th of September. I'm hoping I've got the numbers right there. Right, let's break. I'd quite like to let people, you know, actually leave the train at some point. You can tell how little I've done this route. There's like, oh, I've still missed. Oh, no, 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 no. Other side, other side. That there was muscle memory. That was me not paying attention at all there. Where's the close button? There it is. Yeah, so... Yeah. 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 It is nice that those stuff is going to be in. Finishing that thought, it is nice that like the 700 and the cross-compatible stuff is still going to happen. I'll be intrigued to see what other locos are cross-compatible with the routes that come with it. Because I've confirmed the 700, but I'd like to see if there's more stuff that they're going to be kind of doing cross stuff with. Who knows? We won't know until it launches. And it's not as though we have to wait long. I mean, it was what? I've already said the date once. The 23rd of August, so we're not far away at all. You know, less than a month, and we'll be able to fly in Scotsman down the East Coast main line, which is very exciting. Right, let's see if we can not mess this up. Because so far we're doing a great job of not doing a good job here. Pay attention. I'm definitely going slower than I could be going, but I want to make sure I stop in the right place. I've also apparently got to phone someone and I don't want to. Even though I'm on holiday from work, I've got work-related things to do. In fact, I've spent all morning working. The joy of being a teacher. I picked the job. Right. And... stop! Yeah, that's better. That's much better. There you go. See, people getting off the first carriage. Aren't you lucky? Aren't you lucky that you can get off in the right place this time? I don't know how many stops we've got left. But once we're done, I think we'll be done here. Doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doo. I could look, but I don't remember where it is that I look. 2 miles to the next one. J? K. L. That's the line. B? That's the buzzer. Stop pressing buttons or you're going to break it. I thought M was the map. N the map. 9's a map, but I'm not going to press 9 because it does some weird thing. Don't remember. We'll get there when we get there, man. Right, there's no rush. Other people can wait. I'm on holiday. Again, that one part of my brain's going, no, they can't wait. It's probably really, really important, and I'm pretty sure it is. In fact, let's very quickly just have a... No, thank you. He can... No. Ooh. No, we're streaming. We're loving life. We're in lovely, rainy Manchester. It's grand. I do like the fact that I can see the time without having to look around. The widescreen is very, very cool. I tell you, playing 7 Days to Die with the monitor was excellent. Like really genuinely excellent. And if you've not tried a ultra widescreen monitor, I highly recommend it. Just the field of view you get is just incredible. You feel very immersed. I've played some American Truck with it, and normally instead of looking straight on, I'd be looking kind of there. So that's me looking dead centre. I'd be looking that kind of direction, so I could see the left mirror. Don't need to, because not only can I see the left mirror, I've got the left mirror, and then I've got like that much space after it. It's incredible, actually incredible, and a lot of fun. It is really, really useful and really, really nice to have. Oh, it wants 10 miles an hour. That's very slow. I'm assuming this is our final stop then. Come on. Come on. Keep going. Definitely need to sort out ventilation in here. I am melting. Like, it's uncomfortably warm. I kind of want to have a thermometer in here. Thermometer in here so I can see how warm it is. I reckon it's at least 50 million degrees C. Or for those people who prefer Fahrenheit, infinity. It's infinity warm in here. It's not actually that bad. It is still very, very warm though. I really like this station. On a completely side note, I really, really like this station. It's weird. I love the fact that it's weird. Dinting? Dirking? Dinting? Dinting. Dinting! It's a good station. Because it's weird. It's weird and it's wacky. And I approve of that. I'd hate to get a train from it in real life. Because like, what? I mean, is this platform 1 or platform 2? Or is it just all classed as one platform? Like, I don't even see a number. Like, there's not even a number on what platform you're on. It's just one platform. It's just... It does a... Why? It's mad. Absolutely madness. The door's closed. There's more. More. Ardlossop, that's the final station on the line, which means this has to be the last stop. Ergo, with a mile to go, thank you for watching. I do really appreciate it. If you like this, please, and you're watching on the YouTube, fling a like and a subscribe this way if you feel the feeling charitable. If you're on Discord, feel free to follow, subscribe, that kind of thing. It is greatly appreciated. Because I'm having a wild time with these, and it's nice to be back here doing a bit. I am still working on the Train Sim World. No, stop saying Train Sim World. Transport Fever video. That will hopefully be before the end of August. I'm not going to commit to anything. If I cannot do a Transport Fever, I will do a another train job at some point in the near future. Sorry, there's a lot going on all of a sudden. Like, yes, let's let you do 45 miles an hour, but then have a 10 mile an hour limit immediately. Great. Let's still get a bit faster. So yeah, it's always a pleasure. We love your company here. And hopefully this has been useful. You know, if you're considering Train Sim World 4, hopefully I've laid out the facts in a good way. And if you're interested, if you're excited, please let me know. If there's anything you want to see me do in the early access bit, obviously Scotsman's my priority. But if there's any other bits you'd like to see me have a crack at, please let me know. Because I'd love to do more. And it's good to have a reason and an excuse to do some streaming. And we are not going to hit that 10 mile an hour limit. I don't really care. I don't think we've done very well on this one. I really don't think we have. But we'll see. We shall see. Start braking. At least we're guaranteed to have the first carriage in the right place. Sorted. Job done. And job done. Thank you very much again for your company. It's always a pleasure. And I will hopefully see you next time. Let's see if we've got a gold before we actually call it a day. And obviously they're taking forever to put the people in. The passage. It's taking its time. It's because I kept missing the station, so I was like, no, I'm not getting off the first carriage. Everyone's still walking to the second carriage. Complete. And we got a gold. Well, that's a surprise. I was not expecting that at all. I mean, look at the bits where I broke the speed limits. It's fine. It's what it needed to be. It worked. That's where the thingy work was. No, it was good. Yeah, thank you very much. See you all next time. Au revoir.